Show of Hands is about a contest to win a car, and the rules of this contest are that you have to keep your hand on the car longer than anyone else. Sounded simple. They staged one of these things in 1988 in New Zealand, and they broke a world record. People stayed and stayed day after day after day, well past the point of exhaustion, to the point where they were almost endangering their own lives for a car. And when I heard about this contest, I got interested, and I thought there was a possible way to create a novel out of this, because it seemed like society in microcosm. Everybody competing with each other for something they want. And so I made a thriller out of it, a little bit of a psychological drama, and even a love story. The two main characters for me are Tom Schrift, who his attitude to society is that life is a brutal contest, and the only appropriate response to that is to be brutal, aggressive yourself. If you're anything less than aggressive, then you will be walked over and you will suffer the worst fate that a human being can suffer, which is to be invisible, to not matter. And for Tom, that is the worst destiny for a human being. The other main character is Jess Podorowski, and her attitude and her strategy for living is the opposite of Tom's. She believes that to survive happily in modern society, one needs to be good and nice and virtuous. And by being so, one attracts nice people. And you then create a community of goodness, and in that, you can survive, you will be protected, and you can live a content life. So these two people are like two extremes, two different approaches to how to live, and of course, two different approaches about how to win this car. They are two of 40 people. The contest attracts 40 people in the end. And I wanted to look at everyone's different motivations. I wanted to create 40 different reasons why people might want this car. And in doing so, show which motivation is stronger. Ask a question. Which human motivation will carry you further than the others? So that when one is left standing, we will learn something about the human being and what is the most empowering force in our nature. So ultimately, this contest isn't run by a guy in a car yard. It's run by Charles Darwin. It's about the Darwinian survival of the fittest, and what makes people emotionally fitter than someone else, stronger. In terms of the two of the main characters, their motivations are, for Jess Podorowski, she has a disabled daughter, and she is doing it for someone else. She's doing it for her daughter. She wants a big car that she can put her wheelchair in the back and take her to a special school. If she doesn't win the car, her daughter won't have the life that she should have. And so this is a very strong motivator. It's the altruistic impulse. Will that make her stronger than Tom Schrift, who was out for number one, who was determined to win almost for winning's sake, to show that he matters, to show that he's better, that he's stronger in the jungle than anyone else. And oddly, I bring these two very different people together in a kind of weird love story. You would not think they had anything in common. But one thing about Tom, although he's obnoxious and offensive, he's right. He's very sharp and very correct, but not very well liked. I seem to have come out with a novel in the last 3 years, one every year, and it hasn't been by design, it's more by accident. I've just had a run of stories that have just come out quite quickly and written themselves, and I have another one that'll come out next spring, and I'm working on the one after that, so I'm hoping that I can keep something in front of the German-speaking peoples for the next few years. See how long I can keep going in my own little endurance contest.